Hello, everyone, and welcome. You may notice I have a couple of friends here with me today. I have the amazing Jaycee Gaspar and Jennifer McGuire with me today. And Jaycee is a little bit of a man of mystery today. His internet is being just a little, well, probably a lot difficult, right, Jaycee? It's been fighting you
So
like a shark or
much.
something. It's pretty good fight.
So difficult.
So Jennifer is going to create a card that Jaycee made. So Jaycee's going to walk her through and give tips and tricks. And it includes new things from the Secret Garden and old things from your Altenew stash. So we're so excited to pair those two together. And if you have some questions, pop those in the chat. I'll be putting those to both Jaycee and Jennifer today. So we'll head on over to Jennifer and I'll let you take it away.
Hello. Thank you all for being here. So I'm very excited and I'm nervous because my favorite crafter is here and he is going to walk me through a card and teach me his wonderful ways of card making. And I'm very excited. He was going to create along with me and I was going to kind of do what he's showing, but he's having internet issues. So instead, he's going to kind of walk me through his card idea. So Jaycee, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so good to be back for Secret Garden again this year, especially with you. Oh, I'm always so flattered, but I mean, I learn from you, so it's always so fun to craft together. So yeah, I'm focusing on the Secret Garden kits, especially the inks. If you all have seen them over on the Altenew Secret Garden website, there are 6 inks. One of them is a repeat from the Amy Tangerine collection. But I know one of the things that I was sort of curious about is how these inks work together. And I know as some of you have your kits that maybe you'll want to have some repeatability, right? Like you want to incorporate them into your stash. And inks for me is one of the more indispensable tools, like, right? We use them all the time as stampers.
Yes.
I can try to switch to the top-down camera, so at least there's some sort of movement happening instead of looking at this face all day. But yeah, like I said, I'll show the inks up here. I know it's going to be hard to see, but we have Honeydew Glow. The one that I said was a repeat, which is Lemonade Stand. Oh, and of course, Jennifer's got them, I'm sure. Much clearer than mine. So Honeydew Glow, yeah, Lemonade Stand. There's Blush Rose, Blue Horizon, Teal Tempest, and Rhodolite. Perfect. Yep. And for the Secret Garden retreat, I don't know about you, Jennifer, but I was like, how well, you can't have flowers without some foliage, some greenery. So, how are these going to work, right? In a sort of palette. So yeah. I'm sure Jennifer just showed, the Blossom of Life die set. Fabulous looking die set. In fact, if you are all, Altenew celebrating their 10th anniversary right now. So these illustrations are from the Wild Hibiscus stamp sets. Well-loved, beautiful stamp set. And yeah, it's that larger motif with the leaf on it, and even the smaller one. They're both on that stamp set. So beautiful illustrations. So let's see if I can get something from the top-down menu real quick. You're gonna get a view of my laptop. I wish I had something a little bit more luxurious, but
so this Blossom of Life die set is already out. It's an older set from Altenew, and it also has the Hugs, Big, and Thanks, and the shadow dies for those. So we're going to use this along with the new inks that he was talking about. These inks you get in the upcoming Secret Garden event, which is in May. Is that right, Bridget?
Yes, May 4th.
So the Secret Garden event is an all-day packed full of classes, and Jaycee's one of the teachers, and so am I. And there's lots of great products on it. If you look in the description, there's a link and you can see what all the products are included in the class. You don't see the projects, but you see the products. And it's by far their best assortment of products. I just think it's so good. And it's really cool because they made different dies and stencils and stamps in the kit kind of work together in different ways. And I'm very excited about it. It's my favorite class project that I've ever done. So I'm excited, and I'm excited that JC's part of it because I am the president of his fan club. So Bridget is the secretary, she said. So we are in good company here. So we're very excited that you're teaching also. So we get today to play with these inks that are in that class kit, the Secret Garden class kit, along with some older products. But you could do today's technique with other Altenew inks too.
That's right. Yeah, my intention with crafting together, Jennifer and I, is that these techniques overlap existing products that you have. If you don't have the Blossom of Life die set, any of the Craft of Flower sets are perfect for these techniques. It's all color, it's all complement. Yeah, and it's we're just focusing on techniques today, nothing specific on products, except for, of course, this set of 6 inks that we have, Jennifer and I have. So,
and the neat thing is these inks aren't like, there's no green, like you said. So we're going to get creative. And that's what I feel like JC is really good at, a really creative approach to color and putting color on your cards. So I'm excited to see what he can show us to do with these inks and really just create a really cool, unique looking card.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm ready whenever you are, Jennifer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got to tell me what to do.
Yes, I'll try to show it as well with the quality I have. Hopefully you can discern or decipher what we've got going on. But let's see. So on my screen, I have four die cut images. One of the larger ones. Yep, perfect. One of the outlines, or 2 of the outlines of the full images, and I partially die cut 2 of the leaves.
Okay.
From the outline. And really it's just to add more to the arrangement itself. I think we're both using brushed gold metallic cardstock. That's also in the kit, the Secret Garden kit. I use it for everything. I think this is now my 3rd pack of this cardstock.
I use a lot of the brushed silver too. I love it.
Perfect. Yeah, and there are 2 other colors. There's copper and brushed rose, all stunning. I like it, and just as content creators too, it's because of its sort of matte finish or not immediate sheen. It's good to take photos of, so you don't get my reflection in the card and what I look like as I'm making it. So yeah, I love brushed gold. So
it is so pretty.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it die cuts wonderfully, as you can see. I'm just throwing all my trash on the floor.
Yeah. Typical. What else would you do,
Yeah.
So yeah, I have those 4 images as Jennifer's working through those. And she did show quickly. We also have the layers that coordinate with the stamp set, or I'm sorry, the die set. So I have, again, partial die cuts of the leaves and the other layers incorporated in the die set, and I just cut those from white cardstock. And like I said, if you're a fan of the Craft of Flower series, I love starting with white cardstock. It's what I do most of the time when I'm creating these 3D bouquets. I just like a little bit more control when it comes to my color palettes because like Jennifer, I do a little bit of gardening as well. It was Jennifer who got me into Proven Winners in the first place when she showed her garden on Instagram. So I was like, oh, if Jennifer likes Proven Winners, I've never used it before. Stunning annuals and great color palettes that inspire all my cards. So yeah.
You're a scientist, right? So like all the official names of flowers and the parts of flowers. You did a guest video on my channel once, and I was just blown away. Everything you knew. I just know to stick them in dirt. That's all I
know. And water them sometimes when they look thirsty.
Yes, for sure. Yes.
We had a couple of questions. Sorry to interject. Somebody asked if they cannot come to the Secret Garden, will there be recordings? Absolutely. You get beautiful color PDFs, access to a special Facebook group, and recordings of the classes, and they're yours to keep. So 20 years from now, you can go back and take Jennifer and JC's class all over again and create those cards. And the reason JC is small is because he's having some technical difficulties. But luckily, the internet is giving us just enough so that he can be with us today, which is very exciting. And there are still seats available. The amazing Keisha has just posted the link, and there is a discount. So make sure that you use the discount posted so that you get that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that discount is especially active during this live session, right? For all of the participants who are here. Okay.
It's for all the participants that showed up today. We put a special discount code. Yes.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. So yeah, the thing is with the metallic cardstock die cuts, we've already taken care of that part. We'll work on those in a later portion of this live session. So I'm just going to put mine away for a second. And then let's see. So again, these inks, there's no green in them. And it's like, well, how do we incorporate foliage into the palettes? And for me, it's all about color complement. It's all about color mixing. And okay, let me start back at the beginning. I like to start at like my focal points, right? And for me, the focal points are the blooms, the flowers themselves. I admire them in my garden and I look at those first and then look at the health of the leaves. So that's usually how I like to start. So I'm going to put away Honeydew, Teal Tempest, and Blue Horizon for just a moment. And the coordinating leaf images that are with this set. And I'm pulling out, I don't know what you have, Jennifer, but I use the sticky mat grid all the time when it comes to coloring my... Oh, you have the 9x12. I'm afraid to get mine dirty. I haven't taken it out of the package yet.
Me too, JC.
Oh, baby.
Me too, JC. It's so
Bring it out.
I don't want to ruin it.
I love it. So
I use it all the time. Obviously, mine is bright pink, but I can't yet. I'm not ready yet.
I was like, they sell a pink one. So this is the sticky mat from Altenew. I have the bigger one. He's got the smaller one, but it's nice because the back has some texture to it, so it's easier to peel off, but it does stay put as you're working. If you're working on like glass or something, and it's made from the same material as a clear stamp, so it's just a little bit enough stick to hold something in place as you work on it.
Yeah, and that'll definitely come into play as we work on like more of these intricate die cuts. I know some of these are like, depending on how hard you ink blend, they're more prone to buckling. So that's why I like using this sticky mat grid. It's perfect. Yeah. Let's see. So you and I both have the larger images on our stamp wheel. Oop, there we go. And like watercolor, I work from lightest to darkest. I found that, it's the easiest way to blend colors as I'm coloring these florals. And so I have the large ink blending tools on my side. I'm sure Jennifer has something equivalent. Oh yeah, perfect. Oh, and look at us. We label ours the same. So yeah, and the nice thing with Jennifer's larger ink, what am I trying to say? The sticky mat grid. It's all one-handed. So I love that I can add the ink pad directly onto the sticky mat grid. And also, it's all a one-handed operation. I can hold my cardstock, for example, if I need to. But I am going to start with a very light layer of lemonade stand right in the center of one of these blooms. And it is my preference to just leave a lot of a white highlight when ink blending. I think to me it's like an equivalent of how the flowers or the sun hits the flowers. That bright sunshine, it shows that there's life and that there's sunshine and brightness to the bouquet. So as I bring lemonade stand close to the edge, I do try to leave a little bit of a white space.
I think that's something I do wrong. I fill the whole thing. And that's something that you really are good about, is leaving that highlight, that white on the tip. So if you're just joining, JC came up with a card and he's teaching me his ways because he's so good at using color creatively. Unfortunately, his wife or his internet is not really cooperating. So he's on there, but small. And I'm just doing what he tells me to do, because then I'll be great like he is.
Okay.
Oh, dear.
Here we are. Oh, and I'm doing that, sorry, for both of these. I forgot what I was
For both?
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
All right. So I'm a big, do you use these large brushes a lot, JC? I do. I love them. They're the easiest to blend backgrounds with. I
That's
mean,
right.
you
I
can tell
use
mine are
them for,
loved.
like you said, backgrounds. I think they're great at filling in large areas of color. But if I am working on things like the craft of flower dyes, I do use the mini ink blending brushes a lot.
Yeah.
And I have those in sets of 4, one for each color value that Altenew typically sells them in. Yeah, perfect. Just like
Oh,
and
you're
because I
fancier than me. I just have a yellow one.
oh so let's see. So yeah, we've both blended lemonade stand. I'm gonna put that away for now.
That's a pretty color.
Oh yeah, and from the Amy Tangerine collection too. It's stunning.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I love hers. Her colors are so happy.
that's
Her
right.
Ride the Wave and Tickled Pink and Let Us Celebrate are just divine.
Yes.
Anyway, sorry.
Especially that Let Us Celebrate. Yeah, I love that green for like more summery palettes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. And then on just the larger one, I do have my reference card next to me. I just don't want to show it yet.
Okay.
I think it helps the reveal.
Oh yeah, I think it's fun.
So then, color complement. I like to move down analogous colors. So, if you're going in order or in reverse rainbow order, right? Red is next to yellow, orange is next to yellow. So I try to stay within that realm of the color wheel, essentially. So, as I'm adding these colors to the center of the larger bloom, it adds a little bit of depth. And I'm not going to take it past lemonade stand, just a little halo of it, just so that there's a little bit of depth coming through.
Which color are you using?
Oh, sorry, that was blush rose.
Blush rose. This is a really neat color, very unique. Here, let me get a piece of scrap paper to show you all of it. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? It's like a dusty peach color. I don't know how to describe it.
That's perfect.
And we had a question. So I can't remember the first name. Let me scroll up here. It's not letting me scroll up. Okay. The question was, do we get the same things that the presenters are using? So today, Jaycee and Jennifer are using the special inks that come in the kit. So that you will get in the Secret Garden kit. And you will also get, Jennifer, are you using a sentiment from the kit as well?
I will be.
Yes. So she's using a sentiment as well. But the Blossom of Life that you see in Jennifer's hand and that on both work surfaces, that came out, I believe it was February. So that you can go and you can get that today and you can create this card with similar inks until your Secret Garden inks arrive. But you can look, and if Keisha would post the link again to the Secret Garden on the website, you can pop on over. There is the live discount. Oh, thank you for posting, Keisha, the link to the set they're using. You can use live discount to get a discount on the May Secret Garden 2024 retreat. And you can also over there see what's in your kit. So you can see everything that's in the Secret Garden.
Yes. Which you need to go see. Yes. Because it's worth seeing. So we didn't want to use only kit stuff today because then you couldn't create any of it. So this is already out and you could use other ink colors, but these ink colors are really unique. And I really wanted to see what Jaycee could do with them. And wait until you see, because the card will look completely different than this. It'll blow your mind. Okay.
So I lied about blush rose. I'm going to take it back out. I had to look back at my reference card. And on this one, we'll take the ink a little bit further on the smaller bloom. Yeah, that's wonderful. Just that little bit
stunning. That is stunning, you guys. That is, both of you are stunning. It is gorgeous.
So this one, we're doing blush rose on this one too, just more of it, right?
That's right. That's right.
Okay. So we're ending up with like a really nice, like a more of an orangey because we're putting those two colors together.
That's right. When I was thinking about how to color this card, inspired by things in my garden, I talk about a lot about this flower, but it's the Distant Drums. I think it's Heirloom Roses who has the cultivar, but it's like this gorgeous mix of blush pinks coupled with apricot. And as I color my flowers, I really do try to think of, how blooms look on the stalks themselves, right? Nothing looks identical. And as you get a bouquet, you know, flowers are going to hit the light differently. And that all lends itself to like depth as I'm creating these bouquets on these cards. Because, you know, not only do these cards come at you like dimensionally, but I want them to look very tactile as well, like something you could feel and something you can experience. I think really hard about these, Jennifer. I don't know why, but it makes a lot of sense to me as I'm crafting. It's sort of my method.
A lot of crafters are overthinkers, but I overthink silly things. You're like pulling out these scientific words for the flowers. You smart cookie. Smart cookie, yeah.
And you're
I'm just kind of sitting here in awe.
Your overthinking makes it. I was just thinking when you said that, looking at your cards is an experience. It is. It's tactile. Every card of yours is an experience, Jaycee. So yeah, please, whatever the thought process is, please keep doing it, because it really, you go into the screen and you can almost like smell the flower and feel the flower there with you. It's amazing.
I have to show these. These are two good examples. These he sent me, and look at the detail. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. That's just gorgeous.
You need a
These
stamp
are very
that
close
says,
at hand in here.
You need a stamp that says it's not a card, it's an experience, Jaycee.
It is. It is.
That is pretty clever. I love that. Because it makes sense. It's like I think really hard about like these palettes on here. So yeah. Let's see. So we finished those base layers. So I'll move those over to the side and we'll work on the next layer. So these detail layers, you know, my intent is to give them a lot more depth than the base layers, right?
Okay.
So we're going to go into more deeper palettes, a little bit more saturation. So let's see. I have to look at the layering guide one more time. Okay, so it's this one is for the big one.
And these are just inks. Yeah, there's no marker or no pencil. These, you're talking about the cards Jennifer just showed. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about, it's Truly an Original asked about pencil and marker. So not sure. There we go. Okay.
Let's see. So with this one, I'm going to work in more of a deeper palette. So the two I grabbed for the one that has less lines on it is a Lemonade Stand and Rhodolite. So again, working in color complement to give it a little bit more depth in the center.
All right.
And for these, I won't leave as much of a white highlight as I usually do. And
so we want to go to town, right? Just go to town, put the ink down. Okay.
I like the phrase. Just go to town. Love it.
See, he sounds so intelligent, and then I'm like, I just slather it on, right? Go to town.
Sometimes you have to slather, Jennifer.
Yes, apparently. So see how the grip mat is holding that there, so I don't have to, hold it as we ink. And I'll tell you, Jaycee said he usually starts with white cardstock and adds color, and I think that's why his cards look so, it looks so much like a masterpiece. I usually just start with colored cardstock and I just glue the layers together. And you can do that and get something like this, that it's just, has the color layers, but you're doing layering within the layering by adding the inks, which I need to do more of.
That's right. Yeah. I definitely love to ink blend on top of colored cardstock. I don't have a collection. But now that I've started to slowly build what I have, stunning. Like there will be upcoming releases where I definitely use colored cardstock because I wanted a much more deeper bloom. I'm thinking things like hellebores, like deeper rose colors as well. I think just looks stunning on colored cardstock. But yeah, I try to make sure that everybody has white cardstock, so I try to make things that people are more accessible to other people as well. So white cardstock, of course, everybody's got it. So
do I start with Lemonade Stand on both?
Yep, sorry. Lemonade stand will go on both. And again, I'm leaving just a small white highlight on the edge of them. So.
And both grip mats are in play. So Jennifer has the big fella, the 9x12, the new one. Yeah. Jaycee has the original sticky mat. So his is a beautiful shade of pink.
That's right.
From lots of use.
Yes, from love.
But it still works just fine.
Lots of love, yes.
Wonderful. So then On your bottom
This
one.
is fun. I want to do this every day.
Yes, please.
Let's see. Oh yeah, this one right here, Jennifer. I'm
Yes.
going to blend blush rose onto it.
Blush
And
rose.
then
Okay.
this one will be the rhodolite.
Okay. So this one goes up here and this one goes here. Okay.
I'm glad to see you do that, Jennifer, because I do that too when I have flowers. Like I strategically place the inks where they need to go for the piece they need to go to.
Totally, totally. And it also can be helpful when you're assembling too. I will line them up as they should be. It just helps me think through it a bit more. So am I going just towards the center with the blush rose or over the whole thing?
I just kept it in the center again.
Okay.
But just giving it a little bit more of that, how do I describe this color? Like that very warm terracotta feel to the center.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I wish the camera picked it up better because, man, oh my goodness, this is going to be awesome. Okay, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay.
It's exciting to do that. We all do that though. Everybody out there does this. So it's good you show that because we all do that. We're like, oh my God, that's going to be so pretty. And then you go,
It's going to be so pretty. And I'm excited because in the class, I create flowers using like the blues. And so I'm glad to be using these other colors. All right. So the rhodolite, we do like center-ish on this one.
That's right. So it's going to give a lot more of that brownish sort of hue. And it's funny because Bridget and I talk about like making brown a lot, right? Like I know people try to avoid it, but I think it's completely necessary to know how to do it because sometimes you'll want to use it to your advantage. Sometimes you don't want to use it to your advantage. But in this case, I want something with a lot of depth in the center. And I know this flower will sit more towards the back. So that takes care of two things, right? Like the fold of the petal and also the fact that it's behind the other one. So you get, right, the 2-for-1, this sort of shadow deal.
Yep.
So I like to do a dry fit.
So do you love the fresh dye inks as much as I do?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love the collection of them that we have now.
He's
out on
frozen.
the Altenew store. And the formulation dries
Can you hear him,
very smooth.
Bridget?
yes, I can hear him. Yep.
I think my headphone must have cut out.
No.
So that's okay. Did you say, Jaycee, you like the fresh dye inks too?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because the collection is so much more vast, and Altenew's added more colors as well that were not in the crisp dye ink collections.
Right.
And I think they dry much smoother, maybe depending on your cardstock too, right? They level out really well. So if you're like, I don't know how my ink blend is looking, I kind of just leave it alone, focus on like something else on the card. And then once I come back to it, it looks very smooth, right?
Gotcha.
I am shocked though. When Jennifer said that blue one was her favorite, I thought the teal for sure. When I saw that, the teal.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this blue horizon. Oh.
I want to be where the water is that color.
Yeah.
That is a gorgeous.
So am I gluing these together, Jaycee, or do I wait?
I like to wait just to give the ink time to dry. So yep, I'll set mine over to the side. And now we'll work on the foliage elements.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Jaycee, because I think a lot of people try to glue their flowers together and they may not get a good grip, so to speak. And it's just because the ink is still wet because you've really put a lot of ink on your project. So I'm glad you mentioned that.
That's right. Yeah. Especially once you start with a white cardstock, as you fully saturate the cardstock, it definitely, no matter what kind of adhesive I used, I do have to give it time to dry. So unfortunately mine is upside down, but I have them in order of leaves vertically. So here's one leaf, here's the second leaf, and then here's the third leaf that I have in my bouquet.
Okay.
And because these are all the same image, this is how I sort of trick the die set to look like it includes more images, I guess, is to omit and include different layers or mix them up in different ways, right? So we can mix them up by including or not including different layers, or we can include them or not include the different colors. So
Oh, I see. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. No, you're smart, man. Okay. I never think to do this. Okay. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah.
So I'm back on my ink blending tool, and this time I'll grab Honeydew. This one is sort of like a bright yellowish green, sort of like what sprouts look like as they emerge from seed, is how I um, relate to this color. Wonderful.
Oh, so pretty.
See, he had that eloquent thing. I think it looks like a watered down like limeade.
I want to put it with
You know, like a light
Warbler.
limeade.
That icy lemonade, I think, and that will be like friends. I think they may be BFFs. I haven't tried them together yet, but I think they'll be good friends.
Oh yeah.
They probably will be. Let's see.
Do you have any recommendations, Jaycee, on how to find color combinations?
Because I spend a lot of time in my garden when things are in bloom. I know you're experiencing some weather right now. I am not quite there yet in my Colorado zone. I'm over in 5B. I get a lot of color palettes from my garden. I just do. And I try to, as I take pictures, I'm like, oh, that deep purple. Oh, what's behind it in my garden? Something more pink. And I kind of just put those together when I'm creating. Sorry, Jennifer. I'm ink blending Honeydew Glow on all of these, right? But I'm starting from the base and leaving a white highlight all the way to the tips.
Okay.
So
all of them the same, right?
That's right. That's right. And so yeah, Bridget, that's just where I get most of my color inspiration from is from my garden. Now, if I don't have something like the Crafter Flower series for flowers that I don't have, I do look online, of course, and I really look at how these flowers look in different lights, in different styles. Which one am I thinking of? Rhododendron, Crafter Flower rhododendron. The azaleas come in so many different colors and shades. Their leaves look fuzzy, glossy, different ranges of them. And one of the things that I don't show, I don't know about you, Jennifer, but one of the things I definitely don't show while I'm creating is how long it takes me to study a flower. Probably 1 or 2 hours just sitting here right at my crafting desk. Hours daydreaming at work, looking at different palettes. It's just all a part of the creative process, but you don't see that while I'm crafting, essentially. So
I do that when I can't sleep at night. I think about that.
Yeah.
That's where my overthinking comes into play. And if I'm stumped, I go to Jaycee's Instagram page and I look at his color combos. Hey, he's good. Why not be inspired by him?
I like to hear you percolate as well, like when you're processing it at work. The percolation's a very important, valuable stage of crafting, I think.
It is so much thinking. I don't know. It's what I've found comfort in as I've started doing this much more often is, I don't know. It's what keeps me alive, I guess. So let's see.
Somehow it's our therapy, right?
That's right. Let's see. So Honeydew Glow, and then we're going to move on again. Color complement. We're going to move towards the cooler side of things. So Jennifer showed Blue Horizon, absolutely stunning. And what I'm going to do is color Blue Horizon on one of the full shadow layer or one of the full base layers, and one of the detail layers for the second leaf. Perfect. Yep, you got it.
All right, I'm going to watch you a bit here.
Yeah.
And again, if you're just joining, Jaycee is walking me through to help me learn how he creates his masterpieces. And I'm bigger because he's having some internet issues, but this is all him. Okay, so how far up do I go here?
I still leave a little Honeydew Glow highlight on that one. Yeah.
Oh, that's so pretty.
And that's what I love, right? That we got this beautiful dimensional green just from knowing a little bit of color theory, right?
So our what's it called? Honeydew Glow and our Blue Horizon make a beautiful meadowy green color.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so pretty.
I love the sort of eucalyptus feel of it too. That's against these peachy blush like coral roses or open blooms. I don't know necessarily what they are, but yeah, I just think it's such a beautiful palette just from colors I wouldn't normally pick myself, but I was shocked once I started mixing them together to see what everything looked
Yeah.
like. So let's
Oh,
see.
that is so, this is, I wish you could see this color. See, this is that, I mean, I think there's something, well, you can learn two things from this. One is challenge yourself, right? Like challenge yourself to use colors that you normally wouldn't use for leaves, or, you know, and come up with something like this, two completely different colors combined to come up with this. Or if you don't have a lot of colors of ink, make do with what you have and try combining colors with blending to get the color that you want.
That's right. Yeah, because
Or
I
see
understand
what you
like
come up with.
for a lot of people, this class might be some sort of investment, right? And so you want these products to be
Sure.
worth it for you after you take the class. So I think color mixing is an excellent way of stretching what you have. And, you know, I've got my perfect pairing series. So I try to make sure that everything, you know, that you have in your stash is accounted for as we craft. It's 10 years of creativity with Altenew. I can't believe it. That,
Yeah.
you know, we get to really expand and grow like this, right? Let's see. So you're also still, there we are. Yep. Again, Honeydew Glow, Blue Horizon, beautiful mix. And to do the
So
other
pretty.
sets, oh, sorry. So everything that I have along the top here, I'll color with Teal Tempest. So that's the one that you have right now. Yep. And then one of the base layers, and then this last detail layer that we only have Honeydew Glow on.
So let me show you what this color. So what we got here was combining these two colors. And again, these are colors that'll be in that the Altenew Secret Garden Retreat in May. But you could, if you don't have those inks yet, and if you want to try this, try it with some other colors. But look how different these colors are. But with Jaycee's technique of layering them together with blending, we're going to get new colors. Okay.
That's right. So that one, so we'll do this base layer that already has Honeydew Glow and Blue Horizon. And I'm just adding a little touch of it to the bottom of this one.
Okay.
And then for the other two images, I'll bring it almost touching.
Look at that.
It is breathtaking. That is gorgeous.
I'm doing a little dance here. Look at that.
That is stunning.
And it's so fast too with the blending, you
Yeah.
know? Okay. So then on this one that doesn't have any Blue Horizon, these two that don't have Blue Horizon, I use it?
That's right. Yep, Teal Tempest on those two.
Okay.
I feel like we need a reveal as Jennifer is blending it because it's so, oh my gosh.
Okay. Oh, so this is like it's giving like at the base here, it's giving kind of a hunter green vibe.
That's right. Yeah. And I'm always such a big fan of like evergreen type palettes too. So Altenew's Fresh Leaf, I think, is perfect for beginners, right? But when you can mix it yourself, I think it gives a lot more depth. Sort of like a Colorado Blue Spruce, it's got that icy sort of feeling to it. As I walk through my garden, I can touch the needles, right? And it just reminds me of winter. And yeah, these are just things that I think about as I create, you know, since we're sharing techniques here.
So here's the thing. They ask me all the time, like, what do you imagine your secret garden, like this magical place where you can play? I'm thinking it's in Jaycee's garden. I'm thinking I need to come visit Jaycee's garden.
Let's go to Jaycee's house and see his garden, because your garden sounds stunning. Every time you tell me about something different that's in there, I'm just like floored about that one thing. So I can't imagine your whole garden together through the seasons.
Right now, all I've got are my daffodils. All my bulbs are coming up, but it's a little early here in Colorado for my little bulbs. I don't know. They seem to be pushing out. So we'll see if they make it through, I don't know, Mother's Day usually is when we start planting here in my zone. So.
Yeah, I don't plant anything before Mother's Day, but our tulips and all that came up in our area. And then today it's colder than baloney. It's awful. So.
Yes. Oh gosh, yeah.
Well, I'm
That's the
glad
way
because
it
if you
goes.
follow JC on Instagram, he does post a lot of photos of flowers from his garden. So if you are looking for inspiration as well, make sure you follow JC's Instagram because he does post a lot of pictures from his garden and they are stunning. The flowers are gorgeous.
I know. Maybe I'll post my daffodils today because they're looking pretty good today. We
There you
have
go.
some. I think it's our first time here in Colorado that we're back, or at least in my area, that we're back at the low 70s. So um, I'm glad I got to leave work early to come here and enjoy that place.
Good.
Um, let's see. Okay, so Jennifer and I have both colored our images, and now we'll start gluing. So we'll start assembling all these layers. I like Personally, I like to leave these partially glued, things like these outline images. It gives a lot more of that uh, field of depth of field texture to my cards. I like to let the paper curl, but it's not really great for mailing, for example. Um, but yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Leave things popping off the card. It's just how I like to make them when I design for the Craft a Flower collections, is to leave a lot of dimension on my cardstock.
Okay. So should we start gluing our flower layers together?
That's right, yes.
Okay. All right. So yeah, it's fun to try different, like I wouldn't have grabbed these colors to work together. I feel like I often go for colors that are way too obvious. And then it's like too predictable. This is fun to use. You're better at coming up with colors that are going to make a wow. I would have just picked 2 shades of pink ink and gone to town here. And that's just, I don't know. I'm too predictable sometimes.
I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that. I think that's why you're so relatable, is because you have made things that I think are easy for me to recreate, and it's just a great place to learn your space, your crafty space. And I know I'm not the only one who thinks that. Of course, you have a huge following, but yeah, I just always have admired that about your channel. It's like, oh, I feel empowered to do something like that. Hence why I think I'm here. I think it's why Bridget's here. You give us all a space to feel really encouraged to create.
Bridget keeps me sane.
Or are we not sane together? I don't know which it is, Jennifer.
Like
either not sane together or one of us keeps the other one sane. I'm not sure which.
Something like that.
We always have fun, though. We always have fun. This is recorded, guys, for those that are coming in late and are so sad that they've missed it. This is recorded, my friends. You get to go back. And I will just say, JC is the frozen man today sometimes. So he's having a little technical issues. So just we're working through it. We're pushing through it. And Jennifer is making a beautiful card with JC's directions here. So, hey. These flower die cuts, no, this is the Blossom of Life. This was released back in February, but we wanted, because it's Altenew's anniversary month, we want to show you old and new working together. So we have the brand new inks. Jennifer's going to show you one of the new sentiments in action. And we brought in an old friend, the Blossom of Life, which is absolutely stunning. So yes. Oh yes, Jennifer will be doing a happy dance.
Oh gosh, look at this. Look at this.
That's right.
When you add that layer.
Yeah.
That's stunning.
Should I go ahead and glue the gold layer on?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay. But you say only to do it like in the center kind of areas, not everywhere?
I do. I like to leave my cardstock hanging off in some areas. I think it gives a lot of depth and dimension. It makes it a little bit more fragile, but I like to describe it as delicate,
I like it.
Once you take it out of the card, you can't really put it back in, or take it out of the envelope. You can't really put the card back in the envelope. So then you're forced to sort of display it, right? My little...
I like your theory. You are forced to display it.
I like it.
We're learning JC's secrets here today. You are forced to display it. I love that. Love that.
Well, those 2 cards that I just pulled out, I didn't go dig those out just for his cards. they're on display. That's how I had them on hand. All right. So there we go. So, oh, I like that. I like these kind of little, how it kind of lifts up a little bit.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
that. It kind of, like you said, delicate, but it gives it kind of a floating feel.
Yeah. I just like it because it, you know, it sort of reminds me how petals, you know, they don't sit flat on a paper. They do truly come out at you. And it just, to me, it's all part of that experience when you get a handmade card. Let's see. Okay, so
see, I would have taken this gold cardstock and I would have put the Altenew double-sided adhesive on the back of the brushed gold cardstock and die cut it so I could just stick it on flat. But I do like this. See, I learned something. I can take a nap now. I try to learn something every day so I can, yeah.
Reward yourself with a nap.
Reward myself with a nap, yeah.
And it's really original had a good idea. She said, what if you put it a little off center? And I think that's something you can do, especially with Jaycee's technique of not having adhesive on all of it. I mean, that would create some extra dimension and interest as well. That's a great idea. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yes, I agree. And also, if you're like me and you didn't line it up exactly perfect, you can pretend it was intentional.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's what's beautiful, specifically about this stamp set. There are a few that you have to be a little bit more exact with, right? But like, I know this one for sure, like, you know, there is a lot of forgiveness for this stamp, or I mean, sorry, for this die set.
I agree.
And I don't know about you guys, but I was so surprised when I opened this, how big it was. It is so big and beautiful. It is amazing. I was like, okay, stop, like take a breath. Amazing. It fills a card. It's so pretty.
It does. It does. Okay, so do we add our leaves now? Does it matter which sleeve goes to what?
I can't remember which one was which, so I'm kind of just going for it. I am taking one of the base layers for one, sort of how we arranged it, or I had it arranged vertically on our little sticky mat grid. So I have one of the base layers with one of the outlines. And then with another outline, I have both the detail and the base layer coupled with that outline. And again, I'm just applying glue just to the stem of the leaf, right? To the base of the leaf as I'm adding these layers. And the cardstock is going to lift and curl and just, you know, add dimension without adding dimensional foam tape, for example, just something to bring it up to the user or up to the recipient.
Okay, so what goes behind this leaf that's attached to the flower? Or are you going to cut that off?
I will eventually cut that one off.
Okay.
So yeah, it doesn't
matter
necessarily. Yep.
Okay. So we will be giving haircuts.
That's right.
I was told I was never allowed to do that again. I gave one and I was told I was never allowed to do that again.
To do what? A haircut?
A haircut, yeah. My stepfather
This is the only place I can.
My stepfather kept telling me, you can't mess it up. You can't mess it up. And I said, all right, I'll do it. So at the end, he went and looked in the mirror and he goes, I was wrong. You can't mess it up.
Well, it's all safe here in crafting, right?
In paper, yeah. The paper's not going to go look in the mirror, thank goodness. So I can do this too and feel safe. Everybody's asking, this die, the Blossom of Life, is not a craft your life die. It's not in the Secret Garden kit. We wanted to mix old and new today. So we have the inks that are new. Jennifer will use the sentiment die that's new. And the Blossom of Life is a dear old friend, I believe from February. So we're very excited to get that out and showcase that, mixing and matching your kit, because like Jaycee had mentioned earlier, you know, it's great. You have this kit for this event, but then the event's over and what do? How do you integrate it? So we wanted to give you some ideas on how to integrate old and new together, especially with our 10th anniversary this month.
Yep, exactly. And I think for the new people, right, like inks are your most indispensable tool. I think it's you need inks, and I understand like not everybody has all of them, right? As much as you want all of them, I think these techniques in today's video help really stretch what you have and still give you interesting dimensional blooms. And again, for me, they're inspired by blooms I have in my garden. So, you know, not every rose is red. Some of them are going to be apricot, sort of terracotta looking. Yeah, I think it's fun to see what you come up with, and I'm surprised. Personally, I was surprised at how well these 6 inks work
Yeah.
well together to make these really interesting blooms. So
And you can go through your stash and pick at home and pick 6 inks and challenge yourself to do some color mixing and see what you come up with. And I really love your idea, JC, of I own on this one we don't have the back layer to it, right? The
that's right. That's
solid
right.
layer. So it just adds another look. It's fun to skip layers, and I need to do that more often. I think
Right.
that's
Yeah, and I use that trick when, for example, this die set only has 1 leaf, and it's just another way to really trick, stretching your product so it looks like you have additional leaves, so that they
yep.
all don't look the same throughout your background. So, um,
Gotcha.
yeah, I'm gonna move on to a card panel now.
Okay.
I don't know if you work directly onto your folded note card base. I do like to work in panels. Um, so I just have my standard A2 size here.
I have to do what he does.
Oh. I just I don't know, I get nervous of directly crafting
Yes.
or stamping onto my folded note card bases just because I don't know.
Yeah.
It feels good to me. So
I understand.
yeah.
I
Like a
understand.
safety net, a beautiful safety net under it,
Yeah.
because you can always take the panel away. And
Yeah.
Is yours just A2, 4¼ by 5½?
You got it. Yep, that's correct.
Okay.
And I love that you left the stem on. So we're gonna do, we're going to talk through sort of my method here. I have my own class where I dive into this over at Altenew Academy called Elements of Floral Composition. And I talk in incredible detail about my methods, right, to crafting, especially for these floral arrangements. Jennifer, like in my garden, roses don't grow into each other, right? So as I'm looking at the shape of these, I do try to make sure that the flower centers and the stamens, pistils, they face away from each other, just as if you would see them. And in addition to that, I try to give it some sort of shape and structure.
Okay.
So in this case, I've got sort of a rough triangle, and I get that idea from the art of bonsai, right? Everything is sort of geometric, and it has some beauty in imperfectness.
Okay.
So as I'm doing that, I've got, let's see, the smaller flower towards the bottom, and it's facing this way away from the other one. And it has some sort of grouping and shape to it.
Should I cut these little? Should I cut those off?
I cut mine off.
Okay.
I'm kind of curious to see how it would go for you if you left them on.
Good timing.
I'm doing what I'm told here. So which goes on top?
I like the smaller flower to go on top.
Yeah.
And again, lessons from my garden, your younger flowers, your smaller, younger flowers are going to be more towards you, and your more open, full, big blooms are going to be more towards the back. And that's just that's what sort of made sense to me as I make these. So that's why I've picked it like this. And I like mine to hang off the card as well. Because again, I rarely put my cards in envelopes unless I'm mailing them. Or if I do put it in an envelope, I make sure that the envelope is enough to accommodate for my card. So card first, envelope second for me.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. And then this is how I like to frame my leaves. I like odd numbers when it comes to foliage elements. Again, I get that from the art of bonsai. And I'm just cutting off
bonsai.
Ends
what is the art of bonsai? Tell me what the art of bonsai is. I need to know this.
It's maybe because I grew up overseas. My dad was in the military, so I got a lot of exposure from that. And for me, I see things like sort of geometrically. And so that's why I like to recreate a lot of shapes and a lot of lines and flow in bouquets. It gives that that imperfect, perfect nature to these flower cards. So I'm tucking the leaves in behind the flower elements, and trying again to get a rough triangular shape. Everything radiates out from a center of the bouquet. So it gives that firework appearance, right? That instant impact, instant stunner. So yeah, I've sort of picked my arrangement already, but yeah, Jennifer, you've got the right idea, right? The flower leaves are going to come out from the stems of the flowers if you sort of imagine them in a depth, and yeah, they will nestle and frame your bouquet.
I will forever call this the fireworking method.
Yes, yep, and that is totally in my approach. Is like a firework bouquet. There are lines that radiate out from the center.
And I love your stems. I love your stems on there. They look beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's just another wonderful linear element, you know, something to really guide your eyes outwards, right? So yeah, and I don't glue anything down right away. So now that I've got this idea, this is where I use the Glide press and seal if I have it. Mine are very dirty right now, so I won't even show that. But yeah, I'll go ahead and start gluing these. If you like instant dimension foam tape or foam tapes in general, this is also where I like to use them. Yeah, I'll just start gluing these down.
While you guys are gluing, we did have a question. Are either of you using the stamp wheel during the Secret Garden retreat?
My card is right here somewhere. It's in that. I've got the card here. I'm trying to think. I use it to hold things for mine.
I did the same too, Jennifer. Yeah, mine is mostly for the sticky mat grid. I can't remember if I know I have my. I don't want to show it because of course it's exclusive, right?
Yeah.
For both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I use the stamp wheel like flip plate in general for mine either. I just use.
But I do. There is a stamp set in the class that people use, so I know people will be. This I wish you guys could see this in real life. It's amazing. And just a little pro tip. I am a hoarder of Altenew adhesives.
Yep.
And you need to know that right now they are on sale. On sale. There's an adhesive sale right now. So like all the different types, and this is the foam roll that I like to use. They're all on sale right now. So
Jennifer, since apparently it's an Altenew hoarder adhesive little snippet. I've been cleaning and organizing, and I found a box in the other room. I had 20 of the 3 packs of the glue tape in there. And yes, I love that glue tape. I think I'm good for like life, unless my niece comes over and uses it, willy-nilly. But I love, and the ultra sticky tape and the foam tape, and the Altenew adhesives are just, Oh, see, I feel so much. I knew Jennifer would be. We could discuss this.
Now, I have so many of the refills that I had to cut them down on the package to fit in my drawer.
Now, Jaycee, are you an Altenew adhesive hoarder like Jennifer and I?
I do. I have. I'm trying to look behind me. I have 4 of the instant dimension foam tapes right now, because you never know.
I only have 1. I am slacking.
I have 2. So yeah, you'll have to get 3, Jennifer.
Jeez. Well, let me see. Hold on.
I'm afraid to run out because I use it all the time.
That's like the glue tape. I love the glue tape. It does. It's temporary. It's permanent. It's fantastic. It's magic.
Yes.
So this is what I bought on a Black Friday sale when they had adhesive on sale. Look at all that dusting.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. I would show mine, but I'm about there with you. So, and yes, we do have double-sided. We have the ultra sticky tape, which is fantastic. It is my favorite, I think. I can't pick one. Please don't make me. But it's one of my favorite tapes from Altenew. See right there. Yeah. I may have double that in my drawer. I'm afraid. I'm like, Jaycee, I'm afraid of running out. I'm just terrified.
Yeah. And it's like you have a backup of the backup for when the backup is gone. Because
it takes 2 days to get to me. I can't possibly wait 2 days.
Oh no.
Shannon in the comments said adhesive is the worst thing to run out of.
Yes.
Listen, If the zombies come get us someday, I will have the adhesive. You can all come to my house and we'll just glue things together and we'll be okay.
Yeah.
And you could make a bunker with that foam tape. Let me tell you, that stuff. We put some photos on the wall with it, and let me tell you, we had to use the comfy cut to get them off. That stuff is strong, like strong.
Oh, this is awesome. And Mike said I also have. Okay, look at this. Look at how that the gold just floats. So what's cool, what I was so excited about when Jaycee texted me a picture of this is how like dreamlike it looks.
Yeah.
And it's so different than the package I had. So I was thinking of something more graphic, and he just made it just dreamy looking.
And your leaves are curling because you followed his technique. It looks like your leaves are curling and you did nothing. You just didn't glue them down and you have that extra dimension. It's gorgeous.
Yes. Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
love it.
Again, I think of my cards as much more of an experience, right? I like them to come at you. It's just how I've always worked as I've learned things about my personal style. And, of course, I'm such a big fan of the Altenew flowers that, I've had a lot of practice with them. But it's just sort of bringing like my personal garden to paper and letting it all come together in this style that I use. And it's such an incredible honor to have Jennifer like take a peek into like my creative world, because it's like it stems from her creativity, her enabling me to feel like I could actually do something here. And then it turned into like a wonderful side passion of mine to teach and to live out my little life as a little internet artist, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. So you have your sentiment too, the Just a Note one. That one comes from the stamp set.
So you're using one from this set, right?
That's right. I have the thanks one. I'm so sorry.
Thanks.
It's probably so gritty on the camera.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
It looks gold. Is it gold?
That's right. I have the gold offset layer on it, and then I cut 2 layers of white cardstock for that little bit of dimension on it. And
so, Bridget, am I allowed to show the whole sentiment set from the class kit?
Yes. Yep. The picture is on the website. So, yep.
So this is one of the things I was most excited about with the class. You get these in the class kit, the Secret Garden Retreat kit. There's Sending Sunshine, Hello, Friend, You, and then there's Just a Note, but my dies are over there.
Oh, so Jaycee has them.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Upside down, though. There we go. Let me.
There we go.
Yep. Sending Sunshine the sentiment I feel like works really well with the colors, but I feel like it'll cover too much up. I don't know. What do you guys think?
It kind of feels like it matches, like, because the flower is so large, having that large sentiment almost seems like it matches, but you do cover up a bit of real estate there. That's the only downside.
Let's try.
I like it because it feels like a cigar band almost.
Yes.
Like that like holds the flowers to the paper.
And I think sometimes your sentiment can get lost if you have like this large of a flower, because it is large, and then you have a smaller sentiment. It's almost like your sentiment gets lost on the page.
But I also like how his is smaller too. So I think maybe one of each will
show both ways.
Yeah, that's right. It'll definitely work both ways. I feel good about it.
Everybody's saying, don't cover the flower. Don't cover the flower. Don't cover the flower.
Here, let's see how it goes. We could do vellum for the back.
I love that technique because it really gives you that second layer, but not really. It doesn't detract from your florals.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know about Jaycee, when you do like a bouquet of flowers like this, a cluster of flowers, do you normally put your sentiment like on it, or do you put it like under or to the side? What do you normally
see? It depends. Like in this case, I will put my sentiment. I think my sentiment fits like here-ish on top of the other flower, and I have like layers of this foam tape on mine to make sure that it definitely stands up and far beyond the bouquet, because I mean, in the end, the flowers are nice, but the sentiment is really important as well.
Yeah.
So I do try to make sure that if I am tucking it behind something, that it's still complete and legible and still um, is obvious. But in this case, since there's so much gold going on and the flowers are so big, I am going to try to put mine on top just like you are, it seems, to really make sure that it's showcased on this large bouquet.
All right. So I'm more like I'll get comments from people. Why do you put things on top of your flowers to cover it up? For me, like this, I put my sentiment wherever the focal point is. So if usually, so like I wouldn't put it down here because that's not the focal point. Up here's the focal point. So that's, or somewhere on the focal point. But again, this is everybody's personal preference. You do whatever floats your boat, makes you happy, whatever the expression is. So let's see. I'm going with hello, and I'm taking somebody's recommendation of I'm going to put sending sunshine on the inside of the card.
Nice.
Yeah.
So when they open it up, they see that, and it's just going to be hello on the front. And I think I might put mine. I don't know. I think I might glue my sentiment together and then have Jaycee tell me where to put it.
Okay.
You did get
So while
you did get a lot of votes for gold for your sentiment. I don't know if that's something you're working on or in or
Yep.
up to or into, but a lot of votes for that.
I'm doing that. I'm layering mine. While I die cut, Jaycee, can you tell everybody about your day job? Like you're super, I keep saying you're smart about flowers, but you're also you have a really cool job.
Let's see. Well, I have been at the current hospital I'm at. So I'm a full-time medical laboratory scientist is my full title. I actually just took a new job at my current hospital. I'm currently a specialist too. So I was doing molecular testing. So I was doing COVID testing, infectious disease testing, some cancer testing. But I moved away from that, tried different things, and now I do referral testing. So everything that we don't do at my current hospital, I have to find a way to get it out. So I was doing that at just the scientist level, but then I got the specialist title, which I'm really looking forward to. I haven't officially started that yet, but that's what I'm doing full time. Thank you. So now everybody knows, Jaycee's now a specialist.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been at my current place for almost 12 years, a scientist for 9, and it's been rewarding. It helps me do this and get to know you all and get to meet up with you all. But it also gives me an opportunity to do all of this for fun, as well. It's sort of my other passion project is to teach and to make art. So, yeah.
Well, you're gifted in both ways. Okay, so where should I put it?
Let's see. I like that area where you first had it next to your first leaf. That's a great place
Right
for
there?
it. Mm-hmm. Or the mirror side of that. So if you have it next to your other 2 leaves, that's also perfect. My method when it comes to sentiment placement is, again, I think of a triangle again. So if I were to put my finger on the center of each of the flowers and trying to create this smaller isosceles triangle, so that it's right, because your intent when you look at flowers is to look at the center. That's what bees do. That's what hummingbirds do. So I try to mirror that in my cards. Is I'm looking at the center of my flowers, so the sentiment should be close to those areas, because it's where the nectar is. It's where the good stuff is. It's where all the healthy stuff is. There you go. There you go. That's my secret.
It's where the nectar is. Look at that. What is the name of your class? Because I haven't taken it, and I have an issue with that. What's the name of your class?
Elements of floral composition. Yeah.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're right. Elements of floral composition. I just updated it with Bridget recently. We just did a live. That's where I learned I have camera issues, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, it was definitely a labor of love. It was I filmed that during peak COVID, actually. So I was
Did
doing
you?
COVID testing and then filming for this class, but it gave me something else to think about. Um, but yeah, it's something I've loved to do. It's something I've always wanted to do with Altenew Academy, was talk about flowers in this sort of method. And it's so rewarding to see you do it, to do it too, Jennifer. It's I can't believe it. It's I don't know what to say. I don't know. I'm like floored that I have taught you to make a card.
Look at this. It's beautiful, and it's so different than, what it's just amazing.
No green
I'm
in
just
the ink
impressed.
set,
Yeah.
very interesting color palettes. I think the, little bit of terracotta warmth matches the
Yep.
gold. And it does.
Yep.
It reminds me of flowers I have in my garden. So yeah. I have the original example, that I sent you before. When I texted Jennifer to see if she liked this idea. So again, different mix of colors. I included, oh gosh, I wish it was show up clearly for you all, but I have more of a blush rose palette on this top flower. And I mixed more of what did I do? I think lemonade stand and blush rose for the second layer. This one's a little bit more yellowy, so that there's a little bit more of a mix. But yeah, you can see, even though we used all 6 colors, right, there are different palettes that you can experience with both of these.
Yeah.
In today's card, we used more yellow in the leaves. In this one, I have more blue. So, and I didn't put anything behind one of the leaves on this one. So,
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
you could just leave an outline leaf sticking out too.
That's right. Yeah. More ways to like sort of stretch and trick your die sets to look like they have more images when really they just have one.
Nice.
And yeah.
So do you think that you could take pictures of yours that we can share afterwards?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Now the other thing
I love
is too,
it.
Jaycee had layered these inks together too. What was it a daisy, Jaycee, that you had layered, like stamped these together, and they were stunning as well?
Which
Oh, you mean stamp layer?
You had done like a wild daisy or something. You showed it during the elements of floral composition, that you had layered together these inks, and created something, but it was a stamp layering set. I just can't remember which one it was. I thought you had shown that.
I remember.
Oh,
You know
I was
where
gonna
it
say,
is?
maybe
It's at
I
work.
dreamed it because
No, you're right. I brought it to work.
okay, but they layer together as well. So that's another thing, not only blending, but inking, stamping, layering them together as well.
Yeah. So you can stamp 2 colors on top of each other to get a new color. Yeah.
That's right. And it
That's
was,
great.
I'm going to try to show it. I know it's not going to look fabulous, but it was the Sunflower Daisy stamp set, because there's no
Okay.
outline in it. So I could get a true sense of how these colors look on top of each other. Inks have their little transparent quality. So yeah, any of your dye inks or your fresh dye ink sets from Altenew, see where you can go with them. And all you need is a little bit of knowledge about analogous colors specifically.
Nice. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that we just did that. So
Thank you. Okay, this might have to happen again.
I think so.
I learned so, and I made something, like, I see cards like this and I love them and I'm drawn to them, but I'm too like straight and narrow, practical, I guess, like obvious maybe. And this is fantastic. So thank you, Jaycee.
Thank you, Jennifer. Oh my gosh.
I love it. And do I get to see you in a few weeks?
Maybe.
Yay! I hope so.
It's like, where's Waldo? Where's Jaycee?
The first time I saw Jaycee out in the wild at a craft show, I was like, I knew he's quiet and I'm introverted, but for some reason I saw him and I was like super extroverted. I just went running over to him. I kind of overwhelmed him, but I was very excited.
It's all right. It was the first crafting sort of thing I've gone to. So it was so comforting to be like, all right, like Jennifer knows who I am. Like, it's so nice that she
Yeah.
came up to me because I was not gonna go to Jennifer. Like, it's like, oh my, she's over there, like so powerful, and who am I, right? I did see Jeff. Who else? I saw so many like I s- other alternate educators
Yeah.
too. So it's always fun to see people in person, especially now that we get
Out in the
to,
wild.
yeah, out in the wild, the crafting wild.
I like the out in the wild. Yeah, that's so good.
Outside of our craft room.
Yeah.
We actually leave it once in a while.
We ditch the pajamas and off we go.
Yeah.
It's true. And you know where I get to go here in about a half hour? I get to go have dinner with Christina Werner.
That would
Oh,
be amazing.
She's in town. I know. I'm excited.
You'll have to tell her
So-
hello from all of us because
I
we
will.
love seeing her as well. So
Mhm.
I will. And I do want to say, Jaycee has an incredible Instagram account. So
yes.
I linked to his blog below. And if you go there, you can see it links to his Instagram and YouTube and all that. Be sure to follow him because he's every card. It's kind of like, how do you do that? So I'm excited to do a Jaycee, how'd you do that card today?
Oh,
Thank you.
We may have to start a series.
That's true.
How did Jaycee do that? That may be a series that we have to look into starting. So that, yes.
I think so. And I encourage you to go back on my channel. If you do a search on my channel, I'm Jaycee. You can see the guest video he did using some Altenew products.
It was amazing.
So many good things in it. And then we all need to go check out, I'm going to go check out Jaycee's class, his older class over in Altenew. And then I look forward to taking your class in the Secret Garden Retreat.
oh,
I haven't seen your cards yet. So
Oh, it's fun. I'm so excited. Secret Garden is always such a good time. I always mention to Bridget that, it's always so rewarding to see everybody's crafting space, and, it's fun, to everybody's comfort level to have the camera on. But it's nice. It's just nice to see you all in person, and it's so rewarding again, Jennifer, to craft along with you, to share with you what you have, enabled all of us to dream of, right? To create. And so I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled that we got to do this today.
yes, well, thank you for doing this. Yeah, we could do what would Jaycee do? Well, thank you. Anything else we want to cover, Bridget?
Yeah, thank you so much. And you guys, if you don't know what's going on besides the fun we had today, there is a retreat coming up, 12 hours, 6 instructors. 2 of the fabulous instructors are with us today. We do have other interviews on our Altenew channel that you can go watch with all the instructors, which is very, very exciting. These are recorded. You keep them forever. They don't go away after any time period, which is something unique with Altenew. You also get access to beautiful color PDFs, step-by-step instructions. There's a kit unboxing. We go through how to use your supplies. There's also a homework session. So if instructors, you get your cardstock cut, it's fun. We have an educator that leads that, which is a lot of fun. And then we have the event, which is recorded and it is live. So you can come and ask questions if you have any questions for any of our amazing instructors. There'll be a moderator, such as myself, there with you to help you ask the questions to your instructor. And like Jaycee said, it's really, you can connect in a way you can't, like on YouTube, because we can't see you. So it's wonderful. We get to see your beautiful faces. And sometimes at the end, we hold up the creations. And that's amazing for the instructors to be able to see what you've created from their inspiration as well.
Yep.
So thank you so much for everybody for joining us in the chat. We are so excited you were able to join us. And thank you to our very special guests, Jaycee Gaspar and Jennifer McGuire. We can't wait to see you in May. Of course, we'll see you before that, but we're very excited to see you in May at the retreat. And thank you for having this little fun crafty session to share with everybody today. It was so much fun. If you haven't signed up as well, go over to Altenew and take a look at the kit and use that discount code because live discount will be ending. So make sure if you haven't grabbed your seat, you grab that code and go over and save a good deal for the day. So thank you so much from all of us at Altenew for allowing us to help you craft your life. We'll see you all very soon. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, friends. Thank you.
Bye.